My dear children, come and be still with me now. Picture a quiet chapel at dawn, where the air carries the faint chime of a distant bell. Soft beams of light break through stained glass, scattering colors across the worn stone floor. In the hush of that sacred space, a single candle glows in the dimness. Its flame is gentle, yet it pushes back the darkness around it. That is what my presence is like with you. I am here, steady and unchanging, when grief weighs heavily upon your heart. I know the ache of your loneliness, the questions you carry silently, and the tears that fall when no one else sees. And I say to you, do not turn away. Stay close, for I am the light that warms even the coldest night. The world may feel far, people may seem distant, but I lean near to the sorrowful. I draw so close that you can almost feel my breath upon your soul. My nearness is like that glowing candle in the darkened rooms, small though it may appear, yet powerful enough to bring hope, comfort, and peace. Remain with me, my dear children, for in these moments I am holding you closer than ever. I speak to you now because I want you to know you are never abandoned, never forgotten, never lost in the shadows of grief. The reason I have called you to pause here is to remind you that sorrow is not a place where you stand alone. I bend low to the brokenhearted, and I stay close to those who are crushed in spirit. The world may rush past your pain, but I do not. I sit beside you in the silence. I gather your tears, every one of them precious to me. My love does not waver when your strength falters. My compassion does not withdraw when your spirit trembles. My dear children, in this sacred space, hear my promise. I am the God who comforts, the Father who never leaves, the Shepherd who leads you even when the path winds through valleys of deep shadow. Stay with me, for this message is my gift to your weary soul. Let my words be living water to your thirst. Let my promises steady you when sorrow feels heavy. My dear children, I know how grief can isolate you. Loss has a way of pressing down like a heavy cloak, and loneliness whispers that no one understands. But I tell you this, I do. I see into the secret chambers of your heart, and I am near. Hear these words that I speak through my servant David. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and saves those who are crushed in spirit. That is not a distant truth, but a present reality. Right now, in this very breath, I am with you. I am saving you from despair, even as your heart aches. Think of a candle glowing in a darkened room. Around it, the shadows gather, but they cannot overcome the flame. That is how my love works in your sorrow. Darkness may press in, but it cannot extinguish the light I kindle within you. My dear children, do not fear your tears. They are not signs of weakness, but signs of love. I collect them as treasures, each drop carrying the weight of your longing, your loss, your hope. When you feel the sting of grief, know that I am nearer than your very breath. I want you to lean into me as a child rests against a father's chest. In that closeness, feel my heartbeat, steady and sure. I whisper peace to your restless thoughts. I remind you that sorrow is not the end of your story. Just as dawn follows the darkest night, joy will rise again within you. You may say, but the silence is too deep, the absence is too painful. And I answer, I am the God who fills the silence. I am the Father who steadies you in absence. Where you feel empty, I pour fullness. Where you feel alone, I wrap you in my presence. Remember this: the cross of my Son was marked by sorrow deeper than any you carry, yet out of that sorrow came everlasting hope. The resurrection was born through grief, and so too shall beauty rise from your pain. My dear children, I am not hurried with your healing. I walk with you step by step, at a pace your heart can bear. When you feel you cannot walk, I carry you. When you stumble, my hands uphold you. When you cannot find words for prayer, my spirit groans with you. Rest in this truth: sorrow may shape you, but it will not break you, for I am your refuge and your strength. Even now I am planting seeds of peace in the soil of your tears. Hear my promise: weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hold to it, my dear children. The morning will come, and when it does, you will see that I never left your side. Take courage, for my nearness in sorrow is not fleeting. It is eternal. Just as the candle glows faithfully in the night, so my presence burns unceasingly for you. Allow that flame to warm you. Allow that light to guide you. My dear children, lean in and listen closely, for I am not a God who remains far from your wounds. I am the one who bends down, who kneels beside you in the ashes of your sorrow, who cups your trembling hands in mine and whispers that you are not alone. Do you see the candle glowing in the darkened room? That flame is my nearness, unwavering and alive, even when the night feels endless. I know the heaviness that presses on your heart. I know the empty chair at your table, the silence that lingers where laughter once was, the sudden waves of grief that wash over you when you least expect them. I know the questions you whisper in the quiet. Why must this be? Will the ache ever ease? My dear children, I do not despise your questions. I hold them with tenderness. I gather them as carefully as I gather your tears. And I answer not with scorn, but with love. You see, sorrow is not wasted when placed in my hands. Pain is not meaningless when surrendered to my care. For I am the Redeemer, and I redeem not only your soul, but even the broken pieces of your story. Where others see only ruin, I see the possibility of beauty. Where you see only ashes, I see the promise of a crown. Think again of the candle in the dark room. Alone, it may seem fragile, a small flicker in an ocean of shadow. Yet its glow is enough to remind you that darkness does not win. In the same way, my presence within you may seem small when sorrow screams loudly, but it is more than enough. For my light is not fragile. My light is eternal, steady, unshakable. My dear children, grief tells you that you are isolated, that no one can understand the depths of your heartache. But I tell you this: I entered into human sorrow myself. In my Son, I walked among you. I wept at the tomb of a friend. I felt the sting of betrayal. I bore the crushing weight of death. I did not stand at a distance from pain. I carried it. I bore it. I redeemed it. That is why I am able to draw near to you now, not in theory, but in truth. Hear again my promise: the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. That is not a temporary comfort. It is an eternal truth. It means that in every sob, I am present. In every restless night, I sit with you. In every moment where hope feels faint, I hold it for you until you can hold it again. Do not be ashamed of your weakness in this season. Weakness is not failure in my eyes. Weakness is the very place where my strength flows most freely. My dear children, when your knees buckle, lean fully upon me. When your voice falters in prayer, let the silence be enough, for I hear what your heart cannot speak. When your spirit feels crushed, remember that I am the lifter of your head. I want you to picture a father carrying his child across a storm-swept plain. The child is weary, unable to take another step, yet the father's arms are strong. That is what I do for you. I lift you when you cannot go on. I steady you when you stumble. I shelter you when the storm rages loudest. My dear children, you may feel as if your life has been broken into pieces, but I am the potter, and I do not discard what is broken. I gather every fragment, and I fashion them together into something new, something beautiful, something marked forever by my love. Even your sorrow can become a vessel through which my light shines. Remember that my Son called the mourners blessed. He said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." This is my promise, that mourning will never be the final word. Comfort is coming. Healing is coming. My hand is upon you, and I will not leave you in the valley. Yes, the night may feel long, but morning always comes. Just as surely as the sun rises over the horizon, so my joy will rise again in your heart. Let that promise be the steady rhythm that carries you forward. Let it be the glow of the candle that reminds you you are never forsaken. My dear children, lift your eyes even in sorrow, for I am here. When the burden feels unbearable, remember that my shoulders bore the cross. When your heart feels shattered, remember that mine was pierced for you. And when you wonder if light can ever return, remember that resurrection is my answer to despair. I say again, you are not alone. You are held, you are loved, you are seen. Even in the shadowed valley I walk beside you. Even in the silence, my voice whispers peace. Even in the sorrow, my nearness is your comfort. Let the candle glow in the darkened room remind you daily that my light is never extinguished. Let every tear you shed remind you that I am near enough to catch it. And let every breath you take remind you that my spirit dwells within you, sustaining you, carrying you, loving you always. So rest now, my dear children, in the assurance of my nearness. Take comfort in knowing that sorrow does not define you, for my love does. Grief does not write your ending, for my joy awaits you. The shadows do not last forever, for my light is eternal. Hold this truth close. I am near, always near, near in sorrow, near in joy, near in life, near in death, near in eternity. You will never walk alone, for I am your Father, and you are my beloved children. My dear children, let your hearts breathe in this truth. Sorrow does not separate you from me, it draws me closer. The world may whisper that grief is abandonment, but I tell you plainly, grief is the place where I press in nearest to you. It is the place where I fold my arms around you, where I quiet your fears, and where I remind you that you are mine. You may feel fragile, as though the weight of loss could shatter you completely. Yet even if you feel like broken glass scattered on the ground, I bend down, gather each piece, and hold it in my hands. Nothing of you is lost to me. Nothing of your story is discarded. I make beauty even from what feels beyond repair. Think again of the candle glowing in the darkened room. Its flame is small but steady. It burns not because the darkness allows it, but because its nature is to shine. That is what my presence within you is like. Your sorrow may be great, but my nearness is greater. My love does not flicker with every gust of pain. My spirit burns continually, warming your soul with the promise that you are never alone. My dear children, hear me in the stillness. I am with you when you wake in the night and feel the ache return. I am with you when the day seems heavy before it even begins. I am with you when reminders stir tears that you thought had dried. And I am with you when no one else knows what to say, when silence feels like the only companion. In all of these, I am your constant companion. You wonder if healing will ever come. You question if joy can truly return. Listen, my beloved ones. Healing is not a destination far off, but a journey I walk with you every step. Do not measure your progress by the calendar, for I am not bound by time. I am patient with your sorrow, gentle with your wounds, and steadfast in my love. Even when you feel motionless, like a tree stripped bare in winter, know that roots are still alive beneath the soil. In the hidden places of your soul, I am nourishing you. I am planting seeds that in due season will break forth with green shoots of hope again. Trust me in the unseen work, for what I begin, I always complete. My dear children, your sorrow may tempt you to withdraw, to shut doors around your heart, to believe that no one can enter your grief. Yet I knock gently, not to force my way, but to remind you that you do not need to walk through this alone. I am not frightened by your tears. I am not offended by your questions. I am not distant when your heart cries out in confusion. I am near, always near. Do not be afraid to lean on me. Think of a weary traveler who finds shade beneath a great oak tree, resting in its shelter. That is what I am to you, a refuge, a safe place, a covering from the harshness of sorrow's sun. Rest beneath my branches, for I spread my arms wide to shield you. My word assures you, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Notice these words, very present, not far off, not delayed, but here, now, breathing life into you this very moment. My dear children, let that promise steady you. I want you to know that I understand not only the pain of loss, but the fear that follows it. Fear of the future, fear of change, fear of being left behind. But I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. Your seasons may shift, but I remain constant. Your circumstances may crumble, but my foundation is unshakable. When you feel unsure of tomorrow, cling to the one who holds tomorrow in his hands. My dear children, even as you walk through sorrow, I am weaving redemption into your story. Your tears water the ground where compassion and tenderness will grow. Your brokenness becomes the very place where my mercy shines brightest. What you see as ruin, I see as fertile soil for new beginnings. I want you to picture a river flowing quietly through a valley. The valley may be steep, the rocks jagged, but the river carves its way faithfully, steadily, without ceasing. That river is my love, moving through your sorrow. You may not always see how it is shaping the valley, but over time it softens sharp edges, nourishes dry soil, and brings life where once there was only barrenness. So too will my love flow through your grief, steady and relentless, until the landscape of your heart is renewed. Remember, my dear children, that sorrow is not the enemy of faith. It is the soil where trust can deepen. Even if your faith feels like a whisper, even if all you can say is, "Help me, Lord," know that I honor that cry. I meet you in that cry. I hold you close when words fail. Do not rush yourself to be whole. Healing is not a race, it is a sacred unfolding. Just as flowers bloom in their appointed time, so your heart will bloom again in joy. Trust my timing. Trust my care. Trust that I am nearer in this valley than you have ever imagined. Lift your eyes, my dear children, for beyond the horizon of your grief is the sunrise of my joy. Just as surely as morning follows night, so my promises will be fulfilled in your life. I will bring beauty from ashes. I will turn mourning into dancing. I will clothe you with gladness once more. Until that day comes, let the candle glow remind you that you are never forsaken. Its flame is small, but it is steady, and so is my nearness. Rest in me, cling to me, and know with certainty I am with you always, even to the end of the age. My dear children, hear me again. Your sorrow is not invisible to me. Every sigh of your heart, every unspoken thought, every silent tear I notice. I am attentive to you in ways that no one else could ever be. Even when those around you cannot understand the depth of what you carry, I understand completely. I made your heart, and I know the weight it bears. Do not think that sorrow disqualifies you from my love. In truth, sorrow draws me nearer to you. I have always been the father who runs to meet his children in their need. I do not stand far off, waiting for you to rise in strength. I come rushing to you in your weakness. When you fall to your knees under the weight of grief, that is where my arms are most open. Picture again the candle glowing in a darkened room. The shadows stretch wide, but the flame holds steady. Its warmth is small, yet you feel it if you draw close. So it is with me. When the night seems endless, my nearness is like that glow. Come near, my dear children, and let its warmth rest upon your heart. I know the loneliness that grief can bring. Sometimes even surrounded by people, you may feel alone, unseen, unheard. Yet I say to you, I see you, I hear you. I sit beside you in the loneliness. I am nearer than your breath, nearer than your heartbeat. You cannot be abandoned when I am this close. I want you to remember the promise I gave. Never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. This is not conditional. It does not waver with the seasons of your life. It is an eternal vow, sealed with my own faithfulness. My dear children, you may feel forsaken, but feelings cannot erase truth. The truth is this: I am with you, and I will never leave. Some of you wonder if you should be stronger by now, if you should have moved beyond your grief. But hear me. There is no shame in your pace. Healing is not measured by human clocks. I move with patience. I walk with you step by step. I never grow weary of carrying you through the valley. Think of a shepherd who tends his sheep through rugged terrain. He does not hurry them beyond their strength. He stops when they must rest. He carries the weak upon his shoulders. That shepherd is who I am to you. I know the way, and I know your limits. Trust me, my dear children. Rest in my care. I want you to notice how even in sorrow I give glimpses of beauty. The sunrise that breaks through your window, the comfort of a friend's embrace, the peace of a quiet evening. These are gifts I place in your path to remind you that light still shines. The darkness does not erase these glimmers. Instead, it makes them more precious. My dear children, do not despise the small comforts. Each one is my whisper, saying, I am here. Each one is a reminder that your story has not ended. The candle glows, the dawn will break, and joy will rise again. There will be days when memories sting sharply, when sorrow feels fresh again. Do not see these as failures. They are waves of the heart, and I am present in each one. When the tide of grief rises, let it carry you into my arms. When the tide recedes, let the stillness remind you of my peace. My beloved children, your sorrow can become a channel of compassion. As I comfort you, you will one day comfort others. Your tears can water seeds of kindness in you. Your brokenness can open doors of understanding for those who also weep. Nothing you endure is wasted in my kingdom. Think of gold refined in fire. The heat is painful, but the result is pure and radiant. So too, sorrow refines you. It strips away what is false and draws out what is eternal. My presence in your grief shapes you, molds you, and fills you with depths of love you could not know otherwise. But know this clearly: I do not delight in your pain. I do not rejoice in your suffering. My heart weeps with you. My son wept at the tomb of Lazarus, even knowing resurrection was moments away. That is my heart for you. I enter into your grief not as a distant observer, but as one who feels it deeply with you. My dear children, when you sit in silence and feel that no prayer can rise from your lips, know that I am praying over you. My spirit intercedes with groanings too deep for words. You are never voiceless before me. You are never without an advocate. I urge you now, lift your eyes even through tears. Look toward me, the one who never changes. Fix your gaze on the light that shines in the darkness. Even when all you can see is the faintest glow, remember that it is enough. My light does not falter. My promises do not fail. Rest in this assurance. Sorrow may visit, but it will not reign forever. Pain may remain for a season, but joy is promised to come. My word declares, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. My dear children, hold this close. Mourning is not a possibility, it is a certainty. So let your heart lean on me in the night. Let your tears fall into my hands, let your questions rest upon my shoulders. For I am the God who holds you, the Father who loves you, the light that never fades. Remember always, you are not alone, you are not forgotten, you are not forsaken. You are held, carried, and cherished. Even in sorrow, you are surrounded by my nearness, and nothing, no darkness, no grief, no loss, can separate you from my love. My dear children, listen once more. There is no sorrow so deep that my presence cannot reach. You may walk through valleys where shadows press close, but even there my light shines. You may feel surrounded by silence, but even there my voice whispers peace. You may fear that your grief will never lift, but even there my hand is steady beneath you. I am the one who gathers the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. I am the God who stoops low to lift the weary, who bends near to comfort the crushed in spirit. I am not far. I am not distant. I am not silent. I am near as the flame of a candle that pushes back the darkness around you. Think of a night sky stretched wide with stars. Darkness fills the expanse, yet even the smallest star pierces through. My dear children, that is how my love is. Even in the darkest night of your grief, I shine. Even when sorrow covers you like a heavy cloud, my light still breaks through. Do not despise your tears. They are holy in my sight. They are not weakness, but testimony that love once flowed and still flows through your heart. I hold them as precious jewels. I tell you this, not one tear has been shed unnoticed. Not one has fallen to the ground forgotten. Each one is gathered by me, and one day I will wipe them from your eyes forever. Until that day, let my nearness be your comfort. When the ache rises, let my arms surround you. When the silence feels unbearable, let my spirit sing over you. When your strength gives way, let my strength become your foundation. My dear children, I do not rush you. I do not demand that your sorrow end quickly. I walk with you patiently, faithfully, step by step. If all you can do is breathe in my presence, then that is enough. If all you can do is whisper my name through tears, then that is enough. I meet you in the little, and I grow it into much. Think of a seed planted in dark soil. To the eye it seems buried, lifeless, forgotten. But beneath the earth, unseen, it is breaking open, preparing to rise. So too, in the soil of your grief, I am working. Hidden within your tears, I am bringing forth life. Hidden within your sorrow, I am preparing joy. Do not lose heart, my dear children. What you cannot see now, you will one day behold with wonder. What feels like loss will one day give way to renewal. What feels like an ending will become a beginning. I know you question, when will the pain lift? How long must I endure? I answer with tenderness. As long as it takes for your heart to heal in my hands, do not compare your journey to another's. Your story is your own, written with my love on every page. Even in this, I call you mine. Even in your brokenness, you are my beloved. Even in sorrow, you are not less. You are not forgotten. You are not cast aside. You are my treasure, my delight, my precious children. Hear again the words of promise. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Let these words echo in your soul. Let them wrap around you when the night feels cold. Let them remind you that you are never outside of my saving embrace. My dear children, I want you to imagine a shepherd carrying a lamb. The lamb is weary, trembling, too weak to walk on its own. The shepherd does not scold it. He does not demand that it keep up with the flock. Instead, he lifts it tenderly, lays it across his shoulders, and carries it until it is strong again. That is what I do for you. You may feel weary. You may feel crushed, but I lift you. But I lift. I carry you. I bear the weight you cannot bear. And I will not set you down until you are ready to walk again. Let this image bring peace to your soul, for even now I hold you. Even now I carry you close to my heart. You are not stumbling alone through the valley. You are resting in my embrace. My beloved children, know this also. Sorrow will not have the final word. Death will not have the final word. Despair will not have the final word. I have spoken the final word, and it is life, it is love, it is joy everlasting. The cross was sorrow's deepest cry, yet from it came the greatest triumph. The tomb was sealed with grief, yet from it burst forth eternal life. If I can bring resurrection from death, how much more can I bring beauty from your sorrow? So hold to hope, even when it feels faint. Let it be like the candle's flame small, perhaps, but steady. Hold to my promises even when your hands feel weak, for I hold you with a grip that never loosens. My dear children, look for me in the gentle signs of my presence, in the warmth of sunlight upon your face, in the kindness of a friend, in the quiet peace that comes unexpectedly. These are reminders that I am near. Do not overlook them. Treasure them as whispers of my love. And when grief feels heavy again, do not despair. Waves will come and go, but I remain constant. I am the anchor beneath the surface, keeping you steady. I am the lighthouse on the shore, guiding you through. I am the Father who never leaves, never forsakes, never turns away. Rest now in my words. You are loved, you are seen, you are mine. Let your heart lean upon me. Let your soul find rest in my nearness. For even in sorrow, I am closer than you can imagine, and my love will sustain you always. My dear children, linger with me a little longer. Do not rush away from this moment, for I have more peace to pour into your spirit, more comfort to settle over your weary heart. You have walked through words of sorrow and nearness, and now I long to leave you with a blessing that you can carry into every day that follows. Just as the calm after a storm spreads across the sea, smoothing the waters once churned by the wind, so I spread my peace over you. Let the waves within you quiet now. Let the winds of restlessness be still. Hear my voice saying, "Peace, be still," and let that command echo into the depths of your soul. My dear children, you may feel that sorrow clings too tightly, that the night stretches too long. Yet I tell you, even the longest night must give way to dawn. Watch as the horizon shifts from gray to gold, as beams of light pierce through the clouds, as the day begins anew. That is what I do in your life. I bring light where darkness lingered. I bring hope where despair tried to root itself. I bring renewal where you thought only endings would remain. I want you to see me as the Father whose arms are open wide, waiting to embrace you. When you collapse in weariness, I lift you. When you cry, I press you to my chest, and I do not let go. Feel the strength of my arms, eternal and unbreakable. You are safe here. You are secure here. Nothing can snatch you from my grasp. My word has already declared it. The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. My dear children, when you feel like you cannot stand, fall into those arms. When your strength falters, rest in that refuge. Think of rivers of living water, clear and refreshing, flowing without end. That is what my Spirit is to you. When sorrow dries your soul, I bring rivers that restore. When grief scorches your heart like drought, I pour living water until life blooms again. Come, drink deeply from my presence, for you will never thirst when you draw from me. My dear children, I want you to know that your pain does not disqualify you from joy. Your grief does not cancel your calling. Your brokenness does not silence your worth. In truth, these are the places where my glory shines brightest. Cracks in the vessel allow my light to pour through. Wounds in the heart allow my love to seep deeper. Do not despise the cracks, for through them I reveal myself. Think now of clouds that part after heavy rain. The air is fresh, the sky is clear, and sunlight streams through. That is how my promises shine in your life. Storms may come, but they cannot hold back the sky forever. Rain may fall, but it waters the ground for new growth. And when the storm passes, you will see that I was with you in it, and I remain with you after it. My dear children, I bless you with courage to take the next step, even when you cannot see far ahead. I bless you with peace that holds steady, even when emotions swirl within. I bless you with the assurance that nothing is wasted in my hands. You may feel weak, but my strength is perfected in your weakness. You may feel empty, but I am the God who fills to overflowing. You may feel like ashes are all that remain, but I am the one who trades ashes for beauty. Rest in my love now. Let it cover you like a blanket on a cold night. Let it shield you like a fortress against fear. Let it shine like the candle in the darkened room, steady and unwavering. My dear children, when you leave this sacred moment, you do not leave me. I go with you. I walk beside you into your ordinary days. I sit with you in the quiet of your room. I strengthen you in the tasks that feel too heavy. My presence does not remain here only. It travels with you wherever you go. Remember always that sorrow is not your final chapter. Resurrection is, hope is, joy is. My story for you ends not in loss, but in life. Let that hope take root in you. Let it grow tall and unshakable. Let it carry you when sorrow whispers otherwise. I long for you to share this peace, my dear children. Just as light spreads from one candle to another, so let what you have received from me overflow to those around you. When you share this message, you extend my comfort to others who need it. When you tell of my nearness, you remind someone else that they too are not alone. If this message has touched your heart, do not keep it hidden. Let your voice be part of spreading my light. Share it gently, just as I have spoken gently to you. Invite others into this circle of comfort and hope, and as you do, know that I smile over you, for you are my beloved children, and it pleases me when you carry my words forward. So now I leave you with this blessing. May my peace guard your heart and mind. May my love steady your steps. May my joy rise within you like the dawn. And may you never doubt, not for a moment, that I am near, always near. Go now, my dear children, with this truth sealed in your heart. You are never alone, for I am your Father, and I am with you always. If this message has comforted you, I gently invite you to reflect it outward. You may show your love by liking, commenting, or subscribing, not as a duty, but as an act of sharing my hope with others who long to hear it. Let it be your way of lighting another candle in someone else's darkness. And remember, wherever you go, whatever you face, I go with you. My arms hold you, my spirit strengthens you, my love never fails you. Rest now, my dear children, in the nearness of your God.